Okay, welcome back everyone to another great episode of the first inning. Thank you for watching and thank you for tuning back in. I really truly appreciate it, man. And please, I appreciate it when you hit that like button and also comment below. It means a lot because even though that the video ends or the live stream ends, that doesn't mean that the conversation stops. It keeps going. So we'll comment back on you if you leave a comment. So thank you again. This is the first inning, and we got some good news to talk about today. Well, first, as you can see, today, as of January 24th, 2023, the MLB is making their announcement on who will make the Hall of Fame. And Fred McGriff is a great candidate right now to make the Hall of Fame, and we're going to wait on who else will be making the Hall of Fame. But we're going to be talking about that much more. But I'm going to be talking about, and just real quick, some Yankee news. We're going to talk about the Yankees not wanting to surpass the luxury tax. Another pitcher rejoins the Yankees on a minor league contract, Matt Brown, and Brian Cashman was on XMN radio talking about the upcoming season, and we're going to talk about that as well. And also, before we do that, the Baseball Classic, the World Baseball Classic will be starting soon, and Team USA has already announced their team captain, and that will be Mike Trout, which was pretty awesome. And let's get into some Yankee news, shall we? Well, as you know, the Yankees are reluctant to surpass that luxury tax. So, and they are right now, and the Yankees have an aggressive offseason. You know, they retained Aaron Judge on a record free agent deal. They brought in Carlos Rendon on a 6-year contract, and also Anthony Rizzo was another addition to the team. So the New York Yankees roughly $272 million in player payroll commitments. And that's above last year's $254.7 million. So they're up a few million, another $25 million they're up. So the Yankees luxury tag number is right up against the $293 million line that marks the higher tier for CB the tax threshold penalty. So that's what they're trying not to do. So the latter number seems particularly important to the Yankees, but the Yankees don't want to exceed $293 million threshold. Considering where their payroll stands, they're going to stick to their goals and rule out any other notable addition unless the club finds a way to shed some money. And the Yankees have been trying to, shed their contracts out, especially Aaron Hicks. But Rendon is replacing Jameson Taillon, so that's a great spot for the rotation, and he becomes number 2. And they should make it good. And then we lost Andrew Benintendi, and he went to the White Sox on a five-year deal with the White Sox. And we still currently have Aaron Hicks that they can't get rid of. But I'm always a big advocate for Oswaldo Cabrera, man, because, I mean, he's the top left field option for that position. I mean, Hicks has posted below average offensive numbers for the past 2 seasons, man. And Cabrera just showed up as a rookie only 44 games with MLB experience under his belt. So that means a lot to saying that he could play, you know. But with the Yankees, Brian Cashman was a guest on the latest edition of The Front Office with Jim Bowden and Jim Duquette on MLB Network Sirius XM Radio, and the decision well, they discussed a number of topics related to the Bronx Bombers offseason, perhaps most notably some more moves still potentially take place, as Cashman said the team would still like to add a left-hander hitting outfielder to balance us out in the left field mix, which they can add another left fielder. I don't see why not, but where are they going to get this guy now? That's the point. So while the Yankees have a noticeable right-handed heavy hitter, left field is actually one of the only positions that really has some balance between switch hitters like Aaron Hicks and Oswaldo Cabrera, plus left-handed hitting Estevan Florial. However, New York might prefer to move Cabrera all around the diamond rather than commit him to a full-time role in left field. Now, Florial is still on untested. He's still untested, and rumors continue to swirl that the Yankees are trying to trade Hicks and at least some of the $30.5 million remaining on his contract. So the Yankees are trying to get rid of that. But Cashman cited that Hicks, Cabrera, Florial trio is the team's default. So for left field and any other move. So and noted that the Yankees are integrated in what they seem from their in-house options. Cashman said that Hicks is fully recovered now from the knee surgery suffered in Game 5 of the American League Division Series, which kept Hicks from participating in the American League Championship Series against the Astros. But in other health news, Cashman shared some details on Frankie Montas. Following last week's news, the shoulder inflammation should keep Montas sidelined through the first month of the season. Montas is only set to begin his normal offseason throwing program this coming week, and thus he'll need more time to fully ramp up. The right-hander visited Dr. Neil I have no idea how to say that. 2 weeks ago, Cashman said, this is what Cashman said, and the silver lining is that the Montas shoulder problem doesn't appear to be structural. All the diagnostic testing shows a thumbs up, and we'll know a lot more in the throwing program as the throwing program commences, Cashman said. So with Montas now sidelined for at least part of the season, the Bombers picked up Carlos Rendon and become even more important of the starting staff not miss a beat, with Rendon joining Garrett Cole and Nestor Cortez at the front end of the rotation. Now, Cashman revealed that the Yankees first tried to acquire Rendon, from the Giants prior to the trade deadline, and though the club had a conversation with San Francisco, but a possible deal, the Giants opted to keep Rendon because they felt they still had a short at both reaching the playoffs and re-signing the left-handed this winter. So that's wild. Bryson, what's good, man? How is everything? We're almost close to the spring training, man, but let me get right back to what Cashman was saying here. Now, Cashman was saying that Rendon's interest in wearing the pinstripes was a boost to a club where entire offseason was more or less put on hold while Judge made his decision. Now, even amidst the fast-moving nature of the winter free agent market, thankfully, there were things on the board still after the Aaron Judge re-signed, since we weren't sure what we was going to do to be in the play. Cashman noted once Judge had officially agreed to return to New York, ultimately we were able to pivot to also land Rendon. So, I mean, hey, the Yankees are in a good space, if you know what I mean. Very good space right now. But we still have a hole in left field. So there was some certainty, some risk involved in the progress of making such a priority of Judge, as certainly no team wants that scenario where you put all your eggs in the basket and then the basket comes up with goose eggs. Cashman said, still, the front office had little choice but to wait for Judge's decision, especially since the American League MVP and his camp gave seemingly little information about which way he was leaning, despite Judge's public declaration that he preferred to remain with the Yankees. So now, Bryson, the Yankees are going to be over 500 for sure. They're going to win games. They're going to win games. They're going to win games. Believe me, they're going to win games. But from what I just read, right, Cashman is basically saying that Aaron Judge took too long to sign, right? And because he took too long to sign, they couldn't make other decisions or more trades because they ran out of time. Basically, like around the area of the winter meeting. That's what I'm thinking. The winter meetings. Right? So they saying that Aaron Judge was playing games because he didn't sign right away, and because he did not sign right away, Cashman is saying that, oh, I had to make these other decisions because we had to wait for him. So we lost out on all these other opportunities of players that got signed that we didn't sign. If that makes any sense. You know what I mean? But yeah, Yankees are going to win games, man. I'll tell you that much. But today, before I get out of here, today is the Cooperstown ceremony that's going to happen at 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock. And as of the recording of this video in about a half an hour. So we will find out the fate of who's going to be in Cooperstown. Let me read this. Okay. So we know Fred McGriff is headed to the National Baseball Hall of Fame, but will the crime dog have his day on all Diaz all to himself? So the answer comes in at 6 o'clock tonight when MLB Network will reveal the result of the 2023 Baseball Writers Association of America ballot. After a doge of inductees, 22 in all from the 2014 to 2020, the road to Cooperstown has a lot less traffic these days. The Baseball Writers Association did not elect anybody in 2021. Last year, David Ortiz, a first ballot selection, was the only player to reach the necessary 75% threshold for introduction. Wow. So a lot of these players suck. Period. Ain't nobody fighting. Oh, but you know what? Also remember, a lot of the people that are still on the ballot were involved with steroids. You know what I mean? Like the Alex Rodriguez's, the Roger Clemens and all those guys. So I don't know if they're still on the ballot, but yeah, that might be a big reason. But Fred McGriff, unanimously selection by the 16-member Contemporary Baseball Era Players Committee, ensures there will be a summer ceremony. But with Scott Rowland, the other player on the 2023 ballot who received at least 60% support last year, the possibility of another Baseball Writers Association specific shutout looms large. Out to watch, you go to MLB Network, tune in at 6 p.m. We'll figure it out. Who's on the ballot? There are 28 candidates on the ballot. Check this out. Right? The returnees with 2022 election percentage listed in parentheses are Bobby Abreu, Mark Bruhar, Todd Helton, Torrey Hunter, Andrew Jones, Jeff Kent, Andy Pettitte, Manny Ramirez, Alex Rodriguez, Scott Rowland, Jimmy Rollins, Gary Sheffield, Omar. How Omar Vizquel only got 23.9%, and Billy Wagner, I don't even know who the hell he is, got 51 point what? Yo, Omar Vizquel was like one of the dopest shortstops. No, he was the second baseman. Yeah, he was like one of the best in his time. But I don't think he got any like accolades or anything, man. But he way should be up there. Horrible. Okay, Andy Pettitte, he ain't gonna get it because he got busted with steroids. Alex Rodriguez got busted with steroids. Jeff Kent busted with steroids. Todd Helton busted with steroids. Bobby Abreu, nah, but he wasn't busted. Gary Sheffield wasn't. Now, first timers on the ballot: Bronson Arroyo, Carlos Beltran, Matt Cain, R.A. Dickey, Jacoby Ellsbury, Andre Ether, J.J. Hardy, John Lackey, Mike Napoli, Johnny Peralta, Francisco Rodriguez, Hudson Street. Who named their kid Hudson Street? Gerard Weaver and Jason Worth. Really? Who names their kid Hudson Street? You know that's really there's really a Hudson Street in Manhattan. I'm just saying. So, who has the best chances of introduction? They're saying definitely Scott Rowland, whose case is laid out here. As noted above, his name was checked on 63.2% of ballots submitted last year, leaving him with 47 votes shy of selection. We don't know how many ballots were submitted this year. Rolling 6 of 10 possible years on the ballot. But it's fair to guess Rowland would keep to pick up around 50 additional votes to get through the door. It could happen, man. As of this writing, per Ryan blah 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 Hall of Fame ballot tracker, Rowland had to gain of 11 votes among 158 public ballots last year. There were 394 total ballots and was polling at 80.1%. Typically, players' percentage go down in the actual results, as voters who keep their ballots private have generally tended to vote for fewer players. Oh. If selected, Rowland would be the 18th third baseman in the Hall of Fame since Chipper Jones. Wow. Let's check out the Hall of Fame ballot tracker real quick. of Fame ballot tracker. Okay. I don't know what I'm looking at, but I'm gonna check this out for you. Let me fix it on the big screen for you. Hold on.